Hey everyone, and welcome! Today we're going to tackle one of the most useful tools in English, the present continuous. For talking about what's happening right now. So let's just dive right in.
Okay, let's start with something you probably say all the time. How would you say gel yorum in English? Seriously, think about it. You use this idea constantly. Got something in mind?
All right, spoiler alert. If your answer was I coming, you're so close, but not quite there. And you know what? That's one of the most common mistakes people make. And today, we are going to fix that once and for all.
So to get this right, you just need to remember one thing, the two-part golden rule. I want you to picture a scale, a terazi, in your mind. For the sentence to make sense, both sides have to be perfectly, and I mean perfectly, balanced.
And here it is. This is that scale. It's the formula. See? On one side, you've got your little helper verb, am, is, or are. And on the other side, you have the main action verb with ing tacked on the end. The key takeaway here? You absolutely need both. If you leave one out, that scale just tips right over. And poof, the meaning is totally broken. And what's so cool is seeing how this balance works in real sentences. Just look at these examples. I needs am reading. You gets are working. He, well, that one pairs up with is running. See? It's always two parts, every single time. That's the golden rule. Okay, so you've got the main idea down. That's the big part. Now, let's zoom in on some of the little details, like spelling and how to build sentences. Honestly, these are the small things that make a huge difference in sounding natural. Adding that ing is usually super easy, but you just gotta watch out for three little spelling tricks. First up, if the verb ends with an E, like write, you just kick that E out before adding ing. Easy. Second, for those short verbs like run or sit, one vowel, one consonant, you double that last letter. And for pretty much everything else, you just stick ing on the end. That's it. And what's really great is how simple it is to make negative sentences or questions. Check this out. You start with you are sleeping. Want to make it negative? Just pop not in there. You are not sleeping. Want to ask a question? Just flip the first two words. Are you sleeping? But here's the magic trick. Notice how sleeping doesn't budge? That ing verb is rock solid. It never, ever moves. All right, let's move on. Everything we've talked about leads up to this next point, which is probably the most important comparison you need to get. It's all about the difference between something you do always, like a habit, versus something you're doing right this second. Okay, get ready, because this is the big aha moment. Look at the left side. I drink tea. This is just a general fact, right? It means I'm a tea drinker, it's a habit. But now look at the right. I am drinking tea. That's completely different. It means right now, this very second, there is a cup in my hand and I'm literally drinking from it. See that? It's huge. One is always, the other is now. Okay, enough talk. You've got the rules. But knowing the rules isn't enough, right? We've got to turn that knowledge into a real skill. So, it's practice time. Your turn to put this all into action. Here we go. First one. Be quiet. The baby and the verb is sleep. What do you think? How do you fill in those blanks? Don't forget that two-part golden rule. I'll give you a moment. And the answer is sleeping. Of course. The baby is like a he or a she, so it gets is, and then we just add ing to sleep. See? The two-part rule works like a charm. All right, let's do another one. Look, Robin, and the verb this time is dance. What are you going to put in there? Quick hint, think about that spelling rule we just covered. Yes, is dancing. Robin's just one person, so we use is. And remember how dance ends with that E? We drop it and add ing. You got it. Perfect. Okay, one last one for practice. My friends, and the verb is play. What do you think goes in the blanks? You know it. It's are playing. My friends is plural. It's like they, so we need to use are. And play is a simple one. Just add ing. See? You're really starting to get the hang of this. Okay, you've crushed the practice rounds, but now it's time for the Master Challenge. This is the final test. We're going to combine everything we've talked about into one single sentence. So here's your challenge. How would you translate this into English? Neden yalan söylüyorsun? I'll give you a little hint to get started. You're going to start with the question word why. Then, just use that question structure we went over. And the answer is, why are you lying? Let's just quickly break that down to see why it's perfect. You start with why. Then you flip the subject and verb to ask a question, are you? And then you finish it off with your ing verb, lying. It follows every single rule we learned today. Fantastic. So there you have it. You've pretty much mastered how to talk about what's happening right now. But, time doesn't stand still, which leaves us with one final big question. Now that you can talk about today, are you ready to figure out how to ask, what happened yesterday?